I'm Mark Doty, and this is the Moog Sub Phatty. Let's take a look at the Moog Sub Phatty filter. Here is this thing. Right now we have it completely open. Just so you know, I have oscillator 1 set to a sawtooth wave. I have the sub-osc on, it's like at 5, it's not very on, somewhat on. Oscillator 2 is only as high as 4 and it's up a fifth, and it is set to a square wave. And so this is the sound we have. Which is a big sound. I like it. Let's see what happens when we start bringing the filter cutoff point down. It doesn't go entirely silent at the bottom, so that is probably a setting change. In this synthesizer, there are a lot of under the hood adjustments you can make. And also this is a prototype. So I'm working with a prototype here. We can't guarantee that the functionality is exactly spot on. This was also used at NAMM, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, we can definitely hear how delicious the Moog filter is. Even without resonance, we can hear that warmth, that saturation. Okay, so let's take a listen to what happens when we turn the resonance up a bit. I don't know about you, but that is kind of a new sound for me when resonance is turned up. And it sounds equally new as we bring the filter cutoff point down. Now, you know I'm not a technician, and I can't tell you exactly what's happening there from an electronic standpoint, but this resonance is slightly different than resonances I've heard before and resonances that you hear on Moog synthesizers. It has this intense, pointed, grainy sound, which I really like. It sounds a bit more modern. And that's cool. And listen to when it goes into self-oscillation. It's positively growly. So that is really cool. And we have that really sort of raw, growly sound before we've even turned the multi-drive on. Now, you probably want to refer to Amos's video about exactly what's happening with the multi-drive. I haven't watched it. I'm assuming that the multi-drive is a situation where the output of the filter is fed back into the filter, which causes a variety of emphases that occur. But let's have a listen. It obviously gets a bit louder. Let's turn down a bit. Talk about growly and full. That's really awesome. And probably distorting. Those are noises I'm not accustomed to getting out of a Moog. So it's a new sound. It has all the warmth and breadth of the Moog filter, but this resonance and especially the multi-drive lends an edge that we're not accustomed to hearing coming out of a Moog, really. Which is not to say you can't do, the traditional warm, beautiful sounds either. Let's hear it with the EG amount. This is where we are taking the filter envelope and applying it to the filter. Let's take some of this stuff out. So we can get, a relatively nice warm filter envelope sound. But then we can bring that resonance in. So, and we also have the opportunity to do a negative envelope amount, which is really awesome for a synthesizer of this size and price. So we have a lot of filter opportunities here. We also have the keyboard amount. With a 2-octave keyboard, it gets pretty challenging to display because you don't have the amount of keys to really show the filter opening as you progress on the keys, but it's there. These are sounds you associate more with, say, a Voyager, because Voyager has that advanced functionality like negative EG amount and etc. And you're getting that in the Sub Phatty, which is a smaller and cheaper synthesizer, but you're getting a lot of the functionality that you would get in a Voyager and that you would want in a smaller synthesizer like this. Now I'm back in the positive part of the envelope affecting the filter, so you can hear some of those sounds in addition to the resonance and the multi-drive. We just went from that extremely aggressive, newer sound to a very traditional sort of Moog synthesizer sound. And I just gotta say this, and I don't throw this around lightly, but this does sound pretty mini Moogy. To a degree. The low end of this filter is really, really buttery. So that is the Moog Sub Phatty filter and filter.